All right, welcome. My name's Clint Merritt. This is a brief instructional video for leaders at Augusta Health on how we manage safety events in the health system. We're going to walk through the details of our kind of role and responsibility whenever we have a safety event in our particular department. I've got two outstanding professional colleagues helping me today. Dr. Nellie Mabey, the Associate Chief Medical Officer, and Kelly Carter, who is the leader overseeing our event reporting system at Augusta Health. And we're going to all share in this lesson. To get us started and put us in the right frame of mind, Nellie, can you walk us through kind of how to think about the event reporting system as a leader and its central importance to Augusta Health?
Absolutely. First to say, event reporting is everyone's responsibility, and we're all encouraged to report safety events to make our organization safer as a whole. It is never meant to be punitive. It's always meant to be a learning, focusing on processes, focusing on learning. And as leaders, we have a special responsibility to review event reports, identify trends and risks, support the team members to report any safety events, and really support the just culture that allows us to be transparent, to disclose any safety events that happen, to self-report. And as leaders, we have responsibility to create that environment, a supportive environment where people feel comfortable doing it. Because again, it's never punitive, it's always focusing on the process and not blaming the individual. So now that we've discussed the what and the why, Clint, do you want to touch on the timing and why timing is so important in event reporting?
Totally. So let's say a member on your team submits a safety event through the event reporting system. And right now we get about 10 events a day on average. So very active reporting system, which is totally what we want. Eventually, all those reports get reviewed and prioritized and acted on by the quality and safety team. But there's a step in the middle that is the leader, the director or manager on the team that we're going to walk through here. So if somebody on your team submits an event report, a couple things about the timing. If you think that we have a serious safety event where there was harm to a patient and maybe it was preventable, then we actually want to know about it that day, and we want action that day. So as a man, and often you're hearing about those as a manager, and often we're hearing about them as a leadership team, but our response is same day or next morning. We will often bring a team together and huddle and do a debrief. So feels like a serious safety event, then by all means, lift it up the chain to leadership and do the management steps that we're going to go through here in this video that day as soon as you know about it. Let's say it's not a serious safety event, but there was still some potential harm, maybe minor harm to the patient. Then we'd like you as a manager or leader to act on that event, to do your part within 3 to 5 days of the event happening. And then if it's a near miss where it didn't really reach the patient, no clear harm, then we say 3 to 7 days. But within a week of the event, we'd like the manager to go in and do their part in the event reporting system to investigate. As you're going to see in a minute, Kelly's going to walk us through. They've designed the event reporting system in Expanse to be really nicely streamlined and organized so that when you go into the leader section to open up and do your part in an event, you'll see that it's very nicely laid out. And a couple points about doing your part really well as the leader on the team. One is to be very factual, very matter of fact. I almost feel like bullet points are sometimes the right way to think. This happened at this time, then this, then that. Just walk through the sequence of events as you've learned about the event. And what you're trying to also share is, are there gaps you've identified? If there's any process opportunity, anything we should learn today to be better for tomorrow, you'll see there's a section where we want you to put that into the event report as the leader. If you've already taken some immediate action, like we learned this about how we deliver that med or how we collect that lab, and we've actually even started a new process on our team to kind of shore that up right away. We'd love to know what you're even putting in place right away. And then if you think there are next steps that the that the leadership team needs to do, bring certain people together, look at key policies, look at a workflow, tell us as a leader, here's what I think might be some of the next steps, and you'll see these outlined in the boxes. So pretty quickly, same day if it's a serious safety event, 3 to 5 days if there's minor harm, or within the first week if it's a near miss, and then answering those questions. Once you fill out your part, Nellie, tell us a little bit about what happens afterward and what closing the loop is about.
Yeah, so if you're going through all the process as a team member, anyone putting in the event report, a few things are more frustrating when you feel like it goes into a black hole. So the important thing, again, as leaders, is to make sure the event reports are addressed, that people who put the event reports in know that this is, that they're being heard, that we are thoughtful in discussing the event reports, and there is a safety process that is going to come out of it. So within the first 7 days, please update the team member who put the event report in that, yes, we got it, heard you, taking care of it. And then within 30 to 45 days, circle back and let them know how that affected a safety process or that more work is being done around it. Again, very important for people who are putting event reports in to know that it's not going to a vacuum, that we're listening and we're making the environment safer, and we're looking at the processes and not blaming the people.
You know, the event reporting system isn't, though you're using Expanse module to share, here's a safety event, and to learn and to share the learning, it's actually not within the patient's medical record. It's actually set aside so that we can do quality and safety in sort of a protected space. It is highly confidential and protected. That allows us to learn, to ask questions, what can we do today to be safer tomorrow? So I want to just remind that all the reporting you do really helps us learn, and we're doing it in a confidential way. And I mentioned being very factual. Sometimes we get event reports where maybe people are editorializing or even potentially throwing another team member under the bus. If only this team member knew what, none of that. We tend to want to keep it very, here's the facts of what we think happened, and here's when it happened, and here's how it played out. So with that in mind, with that framing, I'd like to turn to Kelly. Kelly has helped design the Expanse event reporting system, and she's going to walk us through how, as a leader on a team, you do your part for the event reporting system.
All right, so once you open up Expanse, this should be your home screen as a leader. Event reporting does live within this risk management section. You'll have an incident management desktop, very similar to what you currently have. If you've never used event reporting, this incident management desktop is where all of your events will flow. So once you open that, you have a list of every event report that has been assigned to you. Just for this training, these are all tests. None of this is actual information. So you click on the event that you want to review, and then on the right-hand side, you do have the ability to edit or view. There is an option to print, however, we strongly discourage printing. That should be for very specific cases, and then shred it if you do. So since we are looking at how to edit, we're going to click on edit, and that will open up the event report. This is what the end user has entered as their event report. To make sure you see what actually happened, you're going to click on the arrow beside description of event. This is where those facts should be entered about what occurred on that end user's side. From there, you can scroll to see what happened with this event. And then where it says leader review, that is where you will start your review. The first thing up is deviation. Was there any deviation from our standard practice, procedures, or protocol? Yes, no, or if you're not sure quite yet, you can click unknown. And then if there was deviation, we'd like you to tell us what standard practice, procedure, or protocol there was deviation from. Next, we have our event severity. This is a drop-down that tells us, based on our HPI methodology, was it a near miss, so something that did not reach the patient, but it could have, and it could have caused harm in the future. Precursor safety event, which is an event that did reach the patient, but it may not have caused any harm or minor harm. And then we have our serious safety events, that caused serious harm or even death. While you are reviewing it, you do have the option to click under review, and if there really was no deviation, therefore not really a safety event, you can choose this not a safety event. Next, we have causation. So what caused this event to happen? We have a very broad grouping of general causes, and then you have a more specific cause. Next, you have the corrective action. So did you take any corrective action as a result of this event report? You may not have taken corrective action, so there's no action taken. Maybe it needed an RCA for the serious safety events. Maybe we're just monitoring and observing closely. And finally, we have manager referrals. You'll see here who was assigned an event. Here is where you're going to go put in your statement. So we click on the I on the right-hand side, find your name and click the arrow by statement. And here is where you're going to put what happened, what did you learn as a result, what actions were taken, and is there any learning that we can take from this event report? Things like Dr. Merritt has already talked to us about. So you put in everything here. You'll click OK, and then your completed date and time is where you go to say when you're completely done with the event. So once you do this, you put your date and your time here. It'll completely fall off of your dashboard and you are done with the event. You'll click OK, and then you'll click Save, and you are done with your event report. Another thing to share, so say you're not going to be here for some time. Maybe you're going on vacation, maybe there's some maternity or paternity leave coming up. You do have the ability to assign coverage to somebody else. To do that, you'll click on Single Mode, then Assign Coverage. The first thing to enter here is Referred Manager. So this is who is being referred to events that needs coverage. And then who will be covering that user while they are out. Click on anybody here. And then you'll click the date and time frame of when that user does need coverage. You can always end this earlier. Don't believe you can extend it, however. If you do need more than one person to cover you while you're gone, you can enter multiple people. From then you'll click Save, and then your coverage will be assigned.
Kelly, can I mention something about, you had the categories of severity, like precursor events and serious safety events of different severity. And in that, we want you to just take your best guess.
Right.
As a safety team, we meet, Kelly runs a meeting every Tuesday, handful of leaders in the organization get together and we look at all the events of the past week and how they've been categorized. And then that final decision about whether something was a serious safety event and whether it was rated as moderate or severe, we actually make that final determination as a quality team because we have all the descriptors and definitions of these various categories. So you don't need to get it perfect. Give us what you think your best guess is on that. I want to say thank you. You guys have really designed this very well. So it's intuitive. You get right to sort of answering a few core questions and then give us a quick narrative. So it's really nicely done. Thank you, Kelly, for walking us through the event reporting system, the leadership responsibilities within that system, and for the great build that you and the team did in Expanse. And I'll just close by sharing, a really healthy event reporting system where we are talking every day about things that were near misses or safety events that we're learning quickly, that we're figuring out today how to be safer tomorrow, that we are involving our team members, appreciating that they're sharing events, closing the loop with them. It's really key to us being super strong in quality and safety, and we're really grateful for the help you bring to this system. So thank you for watching this video.